Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lodged. This is episode 2 of 3 of our supernatural horror mini-series featuring Monster of the Week. All of these lovely people here are part of the New Talent Showcase, where we are trying to provide some opportunities for people who might be new to TTRPGs, people who have some experience that can help out newbies, all of that just to try to get everyone to come to this side of the screen and see what it's like to be at a table. And I am so very excited to introduce everyone here. Let's go around and please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and who you're playing today. You can tell me a little spicy fact about them if you want. And we'll start off with Fabian.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Edwin. I'll be playing Edwin. He, him. He is the spell slinger. Fun fact about Edwin. He does not like sweets. It's all about the bitterness and the savoriness of flavors. Despite having 7 tea bags in a pot, he will never add milk or sugar to it.
Interesting. Very good. Can you tell me about who you are, where we can find you?
Oh, me. Hi, I'm Fabs. You can find me at Rockets and Pens, but mostly if you're into TTRPGs, you can find me Tuesdays on ET1 by Night. We are on a break right now due to travel for some of our castmates, but we will be back in August with a talkback show and our last few episodes. So yeah, check us out.
Heck yeah, you can check out the links in the chat, or if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll find them below the video. We'll pop on over to Toffee.
What's up, fam? I am Toffee. Pronouns are he, him. And yeah, I am playing Slug. Slug the Crooked. Pronouns also he, him. I'm a actor based out of San Diego, and I do tabletop stuff whenever I can, however I can. And yeah, if you want to see what I'm up to, see me on Twitter at Toffee Plays. If you want to see what me and my girlfriend are up to, we do a Filipino-American podcast called Bahala Ka, which is on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, all that stuff. And yeah, guys, if you like what you see today, like, get us in your games. You know, we're newbies. We're not seasoned yet. So get us in your games. We're a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. And a fun, did you say a spicy fact, Stella? A spicy fact about our characters?
Yeah, give me a spicy fact.
Okay, a spicy fact. Okay, spicy fact. What's a spicy fact? Okay. How about this? Slug's favorite food? Jellied eels. It is a English classic. They're the slimiest, grossest thing you'll ever have, but it reminds him of his grandma. So there we go, jellied eels.
I love it. Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Allegro. Please tell me all about you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Allegro, also known as Alluring Allegro all over the internet. I'm a variety streamer, making my way downtown to the actual play scene, hopefully. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch. I stream a bunch of different variety games, hang out with my friends over on twitch.tv/AlluringAllegro. I'm also on Twitter, where recently you can learn about the different actual play things I've been up to. Recently and currently, I am in another short series with Critical Misses over on Twitch. We've been playing in the Under Hollow Hill series system, which is also powered by the Apocalypse. Fun fact. It's about fairyland and carnivals and drama, and we may have accidentally started a Bridgerton-esque romance. It's fine. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm playing Capono today. They, her, who is the Divine playbook. Oh no! Oh, a silly fact, a spicy,
Yes.
silly, fun fact. I think Capono imagines the people in their life as sea creatures sometimes when they can't relate to them normally. They just imagine that they're sea creatures, and then it helps them understand them better.
I love that so much. That's amazing. Oh my
It's
God.
really funny. It's really funny that you were talking about like slug and eels because I was literally thinking today, I was like, Capono sees slug and sees an eel.
Just with the feelers and everything.
Wow.
Nice.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, we have Tony.
Hello, everyone. Tony Ing. I am Why Not Art 2 on all my social media. Instagram, itch. I have a little indie game I made for a thing on Google Docs. Very plain text sort of thing. But yeah, Why Not Art 2 everywhere. And I'm playing Mr. Hong Kong, a retired stunt actor turned detective who's broken every bone in his body. And the spicy fact is he had an affair with Anna May Wong, the first Chinese American actress or like Hollywood star during his heyday. Yeah. Right there.
Oh, that is so spicy. I love that so much. We'll begin today's session with a small recap of what happened last time. We all live in a world where the supernatural bleeds over from beyond the veil. There was an event that happened about 100 years ago. You aren't quite sure what happened exactly. Even professionals, even experts are unable to divine the exact details of it. But since then, supernatural things, spirits, entities of all kinds have begun to make their way to call this place home in certain cases. Some are violent, some have been beneficial and pleasant to be around. Either way, there is a job that has been made from this turn of events, and the party that we follow here are such agents, specialists that deal with the supernatural that are where they shouldn't be. And it is their job to find haunts, destroy anchors, and try to bring peace back to the small slices of life that they can. We follow Mr. Hong Kong's ghoulies through the city as they had made their way towards Uptown to investigate what was perhaps an off-the-books indication. You discovered that there was absolutely a haunt around an upscale home, and after breaking in, when no one was there, you found the anchor, you found a ghost, but you also found something else. A measure of subterfuge that was not part of the job description. A cloaking spell, but for what, you aren't quite sure. Time was running out when people were trying to make their way back into this building that you were not supposed to be in, perhaps in the middle of something that you aren't quite sure how deep it goes. With very limited options, you burned the house down. And with it, hopefully, this altar, this spell, a disruption of something that you don't quite understand all the way. And we left off with our players, our characters, fleeing as the sun's beginning to set. We see, as the screen fades from black, a gangly, bat-winged creature with long, spindly arms, holding what appears to be a very bulky video camera, flying through the air as it's heading towards a burning house in the distance. You can see that this creature, whatever it is, something between a spider and a bat or a vampire, is wearing a white t-shirt, and there's bold text on it that says, "News," on the front and the back. And you can see that this spirit is making their way over towards the site of this arson. The camera pans out, and we see some beraggled figures. on the edge of a road, looking over seaside, downtown, on a set of hills. It is quite a vista. You can see the entire city splayed out below you, the forest, the mountains, the rocks in between, all of the various features that make this place unique. You're catching your breath as the sun's beginning to set. You're sure that you have escaped. You're sure that you haven't been caught. But it was really close. What do you do?
Fuck me.
Oh, thrilling. Yes. Oh, it's good to get the blood running. Sometimes
I start taking water bottles out of the duffel bag and handing them out.
Thank you. Oh,
You got anything a little bit more sugary? Don't really fancy water.
It's
I take out one of those electrolyte drinks.
No, like one of them kids, put the straws in there, slurp it right up. You got what's it called, like Caprice on. You got one of them.
Too much sugar. I always tell her not to put that in there.
Yeah, sure, kid. You can have a juice box.
Oh, yeah.
Pull out a juice box.
Cheers, Capano.
Edwin rushes to his corner, starts splaying out the papers that they got from the place, and starts pulling out books, and seeing if they have notes on maybe ciphers from I'm blanking on the company. We named the company the Citadel.
Yeah, so currently you are all standing on a hill outside. You are still in Uptown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do have the notes with you that you've gathered. You also have the pendant, Capono, and I think that's all you took as a party. The notes that you do have, Edwin, they are in a cipher that you quite haven't been able to make out even as you're running here. You're trying to play it over in your head and scrawl through all of the history that you've been through. You are very sure that there is a connection with Citadel with these papers, but you do need hours of research.
We need to get off the streets. Post haste.
Right, before you hand them papers, Mr. Bossman, you got a vehicle here. You're professional, right? You should be having these sort of minivans, cabbies, just all around town. So where's the nearest one? Yeah, let's make a getaway while we still can.
Yeah. We don't need a getaway. I think we can just hunker down somewhere for a little while. I know people all over the city.
As you
is anyone hurt?
Yeah, as we look over, is anyone hurt?
I'm fine.
No, not a scratch on me.
As you say that, you all hear the backfiring of some rusty car parts. As you see what appears to be a very flamboyant minivan coming around the corner, slowly just approaching you. They're just, they're under their speed limit, way too under their speed limit, and you see that this van has been decorated liberally with flowers and bright colors. You see a number of beads hanging from the front of the windshield there, and you see a little bobblehead on the dashboard. An extremely charismatic and colorful vehicle, just lazily making its way down the road from the direction you had come, going in the direction you need to go.
Not this one.
Dems?
Oh, there's no way to avoid it. They already seen us.
They don't know who he is. Just keep you cool. Keep you cool.
No,
Edwin, give me your tough face.
Right.
Look tough. They won't mess with us if we look tough.
Edwin just raises an eyebrow.
I don't run. I just set myself ready for trying to get in the mindset.
All right, just play it cool, Mr. Bossman. Okay? We have done nothing wrong. Capono, I like your look. You're already tough. Maybe a little bit tougher. Edwin, I need like a little snorer, yeah? Like your little chihuahua nipping at the heel, yeah?
We don't need to
Can I get a
intimidate
little bark?
them. We just
A
need
little bark.
we just need to be friendly and pretend everything is
Nah,
normal.
bruv.
And
Being
talk
friendly
about,
is how you get a knife in your back, yeah?
you have to just remember to talk about things that are completely unrelated. That's the key. And
It's
I'm
at.
gonna look at
Go ahead.
I'm gonna look at Edwin and look between Mr. Hong Kong and Edwin. Edwin, do you want to be the nice and friendly type? You trying to roll with the big dogs? Woo, woo, woo.
I think I'm gonna let Mr. Hong Kong take care of this.
Is that something they teach you to do in prison? Is to bark at people? Is that...
That's prison 101, love. That's the first lesson
I
you
look
do.
at Edwin like, is that true?
I look back as like, I've never been. Don't ask me.
Never been either.
It's at this point that the van screeches to a halt, and you see someone rolling down the window enthusiastically. As you peer inside this hippie van, you see mud elementals. And Capono, you instantly, there's a ping in your senses. These are nature spirits. You see two of them. They are these sort of amorphous blobs that are vaguely humanoid. They don't really have a neck. They more have a mound that goes into arms and a torso. And you see that they have seatbelts, and the seatbelts are mostly gouging into their forms, not really doing very much. And the one in the passenger seat leans over and says, "Is that you, Mr. Hong Kong? That's
Yes,
him.
yes.
That's
How are
Honey.
you doing?
Honey, it's him.
oh,
We love your movies."
that's great to hear. What are you doing over here? How are you?
Oh, this is my family. My name is Maurice. We were just traveling through the mountains.
Good for you.
Can we, darling, shut off the vehicle. Can we get an autograph?
Of course, of course.
Hey. I'm gonna step up. Excuse me, Mr. Hong Kong. Mr. Bossman, I don't think
Is
this
this
is the
your
right place.
assistant? Oh.
Security, actually. Security.
Oh.
All right?
It's okay. It's
Security.
okay. You're being very diligent, and I appreciate it.
We're actually all security here for Mr. Bossman. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you see that the mud
I know,
elementals are
so
getting
important.
excited.
And I turn to Slug and just wink at him. Yes, always dangerous in the life of exciting action stars. Turn detectives. I flip the Mr. Hong Kong schoolies on the coat. Remember, if you ever need help with the paranormal. But do you have a pen? I don't have a pen. I'm running all day long doing important work.
Oh, there's a peal of giggles and laughter and excitement from inside the vehicle, and you can see immediately the passenger seat person begins to look through different cubbies and opens the glove compartment. Do you have a pen, my dear? Oh, what should we get signed?
Oh, you know where we have pens, Mr. Hong Kong?
Mm-hmm.
At the office.
Oh yes.
Would you like a tour? I asked them.
Oh, do you need a ride? Oh, a tour, darling. They're offering us a tour. Oh, yes. And immediately you see the van beginning to shake quite a bit as in the back seat, weight is being redistributed. And the van door pulls open, and you can see these cush, very colorful seats that are strewn about. There are many fabrics, beautiful in design, ornate in texture, but you also see lots of mud everywhere. It's clear that this was a human van that was sold to some mud elemental family, and you see that there's a few of them, about 3, we'll say there's 3 mud elemental babies. They are of varying height. You can see one that's the equivalent of how tall like a 2-year-old would be, one that's like a, preteen, and another one that's clearly like a young adult. And they seem unimpressed, and they are just kind of scooting out of the way to make room for the group of you. Oh, please. Anything to do and to help Mr. Hong Kong. And she will strike whatever your signature pose is.
Oh, okay.
What does that look like?
I feel like it was like a villain. Like a lot of James Hong's kind of villains, like over the top, ridiculous. So he's got like a spooky kind of and I lift one leg up.
I love
say,
it.
You'll get yours.
She says, "You'll get yours," and she tries to mimic it as best as she can. You can tell that they are definitely a fan of yours.
Right. And I'm fairly pleased with this. So he hops in the van. If they need extra room, he puts the baby in his lap.
As Mr. Hong Kong hops into the van, I'm gonna again try to pull aside Capono and Edwin, just for a quick moment, and say, "Brovs, we're trying to make a quick escape, yeah? Are we trying to make it back to the office? Is that the play?"
Quick, slow, it doesn't matter.
Cause, I mean, that fire, I can see it from here. Smoke clouds, all that. These people are now witnesses, all right? Either, they know that Mr. Hong Kong was here. They might talk,
Are you saying that we liquidate this family?
No, not necessarily liquidate. I mean, they got kids, for fuck's sake. I'm just saying that, like.
Then what are you saying?
I don't know. Just tell them that we weren't here. Bribe them, maybe. Like, I just don't want our cover to be blown because we risked a lot back there. Yeah, wouldn't you agree?
What does liquidate mean in this context? I feel like I'm missing something.
You don't know, Capone. I mean, I don't want to be crass.
I know what a
other...
liquid is, but I feel like that's not what we're talking about, unless we're getting into some kind of rude territory, considering that they're made of mud. Come in, Mr. Hong Kong.
I think
we can figure this out on the way.
Look, I might have some ideas to take care of this memory spell.
Okay.
Something. Capono's right. We need to leave.
Let's go. All I gotta say is that arson, lighting a building on fire, serious crime, yeah? I am not going to prison again, okay?
This line of work, I think it's more cleanup.
Sure. Sorry. Just lots of adrenaline, yeah? Let's just get in the car and we'll figure it out from there.
Hey.
You should take a sip from your juice box. It'll make you feel better.
I need a new straw. As you can see, like the straw kind of like poked through like the other side, like it always happens. I can't. The straw doesn't work, bruv.
I can fix the straw.
Slug, you did good. Did good back there. Don't worry.
I may have made a decision for the group, and sorry.
It was a quick one. No, it was a quick one. It was the only one.
How about this, bruv? Next big thing that happens, if I still stick around, who knows what's going to happen. Mr. Hong Kong might fire me when I get into the office. I'll be hands off. I'll follow your call. You and Capono, you know better than me. I'm assuming you have, 10, 20 years of experience between the two of you combined?
I'm telling you right now, you did the right thing. It's fine.
Decisions aren't black or white. They just are. Now let's make our next one before the van stops.
Right. I read it in a fortune cookie once. Let's go.
The group climbs into the van and we hear a solid thud as the door pulls closed. There's some ambient music that plays inside the van. There is an earthy smell within. Mostly this copper tinge that's definitely coming from the mud that's caking on the various surfaces here. But it's not unpleasant. It also smells of herbs and grass and flowers, and it's very reminiscent of a field right after a fresh rain. And Mr. Hong Kong, as you're sitting there on one of these cushioned benches, you have the baby mud elemental in your lap. They are playing with like the lapel of your jacket and being very grabby and handsy, but it is altogether not an uncomfortable experience as the group of you are making your way down the road.
Yeah, I continue making small talk with them the whole time so that they don't ask any questions in particular about where we were or anything like that.
You do see that Maurice, the individual that was in the passenger seat, they do keep turning around as if to ask Capono something, but you interject and they immediately get excited and seem to forget what they're trying to ask. And this happens several times.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
This winged creature with a camera, is it still an eye shot?
Go ahead and roll me sharp. Let's see how observant you are. Okay, that's a mixed success. Yes, you can see that the creature is up above. You aren't sure where the attention is focused, though.
While I'm in the back, real quickly, I just wanted to maybe try to use magic to cloak our escape.
Absolutely.
Maybe, takes Edwin takes like a crayon and draws on one of the side panels of the van. And let's see here. Oof.
Oh, that is a 5. That's a failure. Just as a reminder for all of my players here, we are doing a house rule where everyone has 2 luck points. So these luck points can be spent to do one of 2 things. You can either decrease a wound you just suffered to 0 harm, or you can retroactively change your roll to a success, which is a 12.
I am going to abstain from that. I am gonna assume that Edwin believes that it worked.
Okay.
Ah.
Because that's a failure, be sure to mark experience. And for our players, if at any point during their session you reach 5 or exceed 5, you can immediately choose an improvement. All right. So moving forward, you cast this spell and you can see that the the teenager-aged mud elementals kind of cocking their head, watching you as you're peering. There's a small curtain in the back window. You kind of pull it aside to look up at the creature. You close it. You do this little drawing. It seems to draw the attention of them.
I do actually realize whenever it could have been worse is a move that I have. Whenever I miss a use magic roll, you can choose one of the following.
Okay.
Either it can fizzle or this is gonna suck, which means the effect happens, but I trigger all the listed glitches, but one. And I pick the one that doesn't trigger.
Okay. Do you want to utilize this?
I will utilize that. The effect is weakened. The effect is of short duration. I will take 1 harm from it.
Okay.
And then it has a problematic side effect. And the thing that I will omit is magic draws immediate unwelcome attention.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me what this looks like as it doesn't go as well as you wanted it to, but it is going to be successful-ish.
Yeah, I'm drawing the sigil and the crayon burns bright red. from the use of magic, and it burns my hand. And I just like just grunt in the back. And then I just look back for whatever the problematic side effect is and what. Just anticipating the worst.
Okay. From inside the van, you can't see what the problematic side effect is.
That's fair.
Are you okay back there?
Yeah, I just sat on, twisted my hip. It's fine.
Listen, family up front, driver, you mind,
Oh, yes.
do you mind just sort of, my accent's all over the place again. Do you mind just sort of, picking up the speed a little bit?
Of course. Oh,
Only within the safety
it's-
of the speed limit. No worries.
Yes.
yes. Honey, they're really busy people.
Bruv,
you know that. We should
You're
hurry a little.
Right. Mr. I'm switching accents completely now because it's
fine.
not natural.
Whatever's comfy.
Mr. Hong Kong has a meeting to get to. Okay, he has a book signing, so it'd be best if we just sort of get out of here. Your kids have the seatbelts on, so how about we just sort of chap?
Oh, honey, please. And you hear the engine kick up a notch, but you're definitely only going like 2 miles per hour more than you were before.
I lean over to Slug, who try to whisper. I'm like, don't push too hard. It's better if we look like everything's normal. I just like pat him kind of continually. Like,
I give back the fixed
please
juice
relax
box.
sort of
like
thing.
Drink this, please.
Thank you, Cupano. Thank you, boss man. All the while, I would like to imagine that the kid, mud elemental in Mr. Hong Kong's lap is like mad eyeing me, just straight
just
mugging me,
mugging, yeah.
and I'm just staring back. Is that mud elemental holding anything in their hands? Like a toy or like a?
It's an action figure of Godzilla.
In the stare off, I'm gonna just try to pickpocket it off the mud elemental.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's gonna be roll plus charm. -1. That's gonna be a 7.
Okay.
So that means they are going to I don't grab it, you grab the wrong thing, or they remember you later.
You take the toy from the mud elemental child, and it continues to stare at you. And in the corner of the screen, it says, "Mud elemental child will remember this."
I'm gonna take I'm gonna stiff up the arm a little bit into like a fist motion. I don't really want to be fucking with you. Sorry, excuse my language, bruv.
Language.
And I'm gonna hopefully make the kid laugh by having it punch me in the face with its fist. Ow! Ow!
Roll me a
Ow.
charm.
Oh, it's terrible.
I know. That's gonna be funny.
That's a 3.
Okay, that's a failure. Just dead in the eyes. You've made an arch nemesis.
You don't fuck around, do you? I'm gonna just gently hand it back. And then
Just slowly, this super tiny, very adorable hand just kind of takes it.
Head down in my lap for the rest of the ride. Just disheartened that I got owned by a little kid.
Yeah. 2-year-old mud elemental.
I'm very focused on the adults in the front, but all the jostling and jingling, and I just start bouncing the baby, thinking there's something wrong, but not paying attention to the little bit of chaos.
Some time passes as you're beginning to leave Uptown, and again, as you're going over one of these mountain curves in the road, you see a vista-like sprawl of the rest of the city and seaside. And here, when you're closer to downtown, the part of the city where you live, where you work, where you play, just as you approach that bridge, that brings the two land masses together. The van slowly comes to a stop, pulling off to the side of the road. There is something strange. Can I get a sharp roll from everybody but Capono?
Okay.
That's a 7 from Edwin, which is a mixed success.
You said sharp?
Yes, please.
8.
Okay.
I got a 9.
Okay. So you all feel this. Something's weird. It's this sensation that kind of raises the hairs on the back of your neck, the kind of instinct, something primal that you must be alert. You must be aware. But as you're kind of looking around, it's not pinpointed anywhere. It's kind of in the air around you. For Capono, you instantly feel this. And you can tell from the way that the Mud Elemental family, they look around, they look at you, Capono. They also are aware of this feeling. Your eyes are drawn, you being Capono, your eyes are drawn towards the ocean here. We can see in the dying sunlight that an ugly cascade of gray and orange dances over the water here, mostly still. But you just can't help but feel something in your gut dropping like a stone.
Does anything like visibly look out of the ordinary?
Go ahead and roll me a sharp roll. That is a 6. Mark XP. It's subtle. You can kind of taste it on the air. It's this sort of heatiness, a staleness, kind of like stepping into a basement and the air is dusty and it's heavy and it's just a little bit choking. Just a moment ago, the inside of this van was very earthy and flowery, but that's gone. You can't quite get the taste out of your mouth. This is unusual, but beyond that, you have no idea.
I just kind of look up to the adults in the front and go, is everything okay?
Strange, isn't it? It's almost as if something's happening with the water. It couldn't be, dear, right? Nothing's happened out there since... There's a moment of silence as the two adults look at each other, and they don't have to say it, you know what they're thinking. A large part of the city fell into the ocean about 50 years ago, and thousands of people lost their lives. Buildings, homes, schools, grocery stores, generations of families, they're all just at the bottom of the ocean there. There's a shiver that runs up their spines. Honey, we should just keep going.
No. Thank you for the ride. Something is off. We can go from here.
Are you sure? This doesn't seem safe.
I'm positive.
We handle dangerous things all the time.
Yes, thank you, Capono. But thank you so much for taking us this far.
Mm-hmm.
And come by the gym, office sometime. We'll show you around, okay? But for now, maybe go see your relative.
Well, all right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I start getting out, or at least signaling everyone to help open the door. And
a door slides open easily.
Children. Yeah.
I ruffle around in the duffel, seeing if there's like one of those business cards at the bottom somewhere, and just kind of go like, if you need us.
You see this, it's not even really a hand, it's more of just like a glob of mud. Limb reaches forward and grabs the business card. Oh, thank you.
Side note, maybe you remember to start laminating those. Later, anyway.
Yeah, we'll tell George.
So the group of you disembark. There's definitely a moment of hesitation. You see one of the mud elemental adults poking their head out. Are you sure? But eventually they do slowly begin to drive off.
I do the pose again to show you I'm very fierce. And
They do it back at you.
Yeah. Exactly.
You are standing on the edge of this bridge, and you can see that there are a set of stairs that wind down the side of it. There's probably like 500 steps or something. It is a long way down. And then you can see that there is a rocky beach below.
Oh, yeah. Capono, what's you feeling? Don't know if it's just me, but things are trembly.
It seemed to spook them, and in a innate sense.
Nah, bruv, spooked me too. Don't know what's going on.
It's not. I don't think it's what happened before, but there's
What do you mean?
something with the water.
What do you mean, what happened before?
I look at Edwin like kids have to go to school and they like learn things, right?
I shrug, and it's like, I think Capoto's talking about what happened to the city a few years back when it all fell into the water.
Oh, that was a real thing. I thought that was like a movie, like Titanic or something.
That was also kind of real.
That's real too, bruv. Mate, you fucking with me?
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio was not there, but yes, it was very
Remember,
real.
the film did say it was inspired by true events.
You know, I should have went to school. Okay, so anyway, the city fell into the ocean. Mate,
Something like that.
But
alright.
something, but often sights of these things mean. They will stir spirits. We are here. We should look into it. I don't want someone else crossing the bridge and getting caught by something.
I think it might be a haunt. I don't know yet. But
Well,
I have
lucky
a
us,
feeling.
one after another.
And what's better alibi than work? Let's get moving.
Okay.
Wait, bruv, boss man, we're gonna do 2 in one day. Is it like sort of like overtime pay or like? Cause
I'll have to ask George about that, actually. I don't... Maybe?
We get paid?
I feel like you should know this. We'll talk about it later.
The
Okay.
group
Right.
of you begin to make your way down the stairs, and it is quite winding and winding as you do. The sea air is pushing against your face, and it's salty, it's sharp. It gets in your hair and your clothes. And by the time you get down onto the beach, it is mostly gravel and rock with a little bit of sand here. Not quite the kind of beach where you would relax and try to sun for the day, but maybe something that you try to find precious pebbles or some fun stuff that might come up from somewhere deeper in the ocean, seashells, all of that kind of things. But here, you find it mostly abandoned. You know that it is quite popular for people to assume that this place is haunted. But until up to date, there have been no haunts, to everyone's surprise. As you're getting closer and closer with your descent, Capono, you find your instinct to settle with some confidence. You have said out loud that this might be a haunt, and as you're getting closer to the beach, you're pretty sure that one is forming right beside you.
Oh shit.
I take the trident out of the duffel bag. And I think that makes it pretty obvious to Edwin and Mr. Hong Kong what I'm thinking. But I'm also trying not to spook Slug. So I don't say anything out loud yet.
Okay.
I just whisper. Yeah.
Does Slug see this?
Up to you.
It's not hidden, just kind of slowly,
You just do
casually.
it slow.
Yeah.
Kapana, sorry, what we fishing or what's happening?
In
So
a
to
matter of
speak.
speaking, we might be. Not the
Um,
tasty kind.
You got any like floaties in there?
Oh,
We?
do we have like a life vest in there?
Maybe.
Probably not.
My
Shame.
my prison didn't have a pool, so I never got to learn.
I swim very well. Do not worry.
So do I.
Okay.
I've got
Alright.
you.
It takes a few minutes, but eventually, for the rest of you, that instinct of you are now in a haunt hits you. The smell, the air, it's cold, it's stagnant. You are all pretty confident that a haunt just formed right here, very close. We'll say that this beach will stretch about a mile.
When we get to the bottom, I go, okay, everyone calm, eyes open, loosey-goosey, and I start doing a little stretching and cracking the knees. Loosey-goosey. Things will be fine. Just
Start
loosey-goosey.
copying everything he does.
And GM, we're still traversing down the stairs right now to
You're
the
on
beach.
the beach now.
Okay. Just sort of visually seeing everything. Is there a pier?
No, it doesn't seem that this particular place would be where a boat would dock. The water is quite shallow here.
Is
Okay,
there
so
a
it's like
beach
a
house?
No house nearby.
so it's kind of like a quiet little alcove.
Yeah.
Going down the stairs, okay, somewhere private. For show.
Is there something we can do that's like a detective, paranormal detective business litmus test base things? You know, like,
Yes, you can
am I
roll me
detecting
sharp.
weird energies? Okay.
You can
I
roll
wanna
me
say-
weird or sharp.
I say I want it to be like some sort of like little papers that I burn or something like that, not my own paranormal senses or something.
Yeah, you can flavor it however you want, but
Yeah.
we'll essentially roll investigate a mystery here.
Okay. And that's sharp.
Yes.
All right. Oh,
That is a 5.
that is
A
fun.
failure. Mark XP. You're trying your usual tricks, pulling out different dividing papers and burning them. Doesn't seem like you're in the right spot.
Mhm. Oh, I'm not sure what it is yet.
Can
Anyone else?
I kind of kick off my flip-flops and kind of like I'm gonna hand them and the duffel to Slug. Just kind of dump it. And can I kind of just step barefoot on the edge of the water, like into the first
Yes,
shallow
you
bit of the
can.
water
Of
to
course
try
you
and
can.
sense something?
Touch the cursed water. Yes.
Jeez.
Ah.
Cool.
Fine.
So here, unless you have something, you can roll me sharp or weird.
I do not have anything special for this, so just think my weird's okay. Oh, it's the same. No, okay, it's better than my sharp. Let's try that.
Okay.
Um,
An
8.
8. A mixed success. Okay. This is what happens. You have an innate sense with water. You have this connection as old as time. As you touch the water, as it's going between your toes, it's comfortable. It gives you a sense of home, a sense of belonging. However, you also immediately are able to tell something's wrong. The water, though it might be imperceptible to a human or someone who's not around the water, it's cold. It's way colder than it should be. It's generally pretty cold to begin with. But you, right down to the decimal temperature Fahrenheit, you're able to tell. And as you do, you can feel vibrations. Something's coming out of the water.
Boy. Do I get to like ask, or no, not ask. I used weird to just kind of sense what was up,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
If you want to do another roll, you can. But before we do that, I want to ask, what is Edwin doing? What do you look like right now?
Edwin is still kind of nursing the burn on his hand, and as he shakes it, I guess away from everybody, his hand starts to stitch back bit by bit. And he looks at everybody preoccupied with everything, and he has a sigh of relief. And now that he's seeing this kind of weird thing coming out of the water, he whispers in, I assume because it's Mr. Hong Kong, he whispers in Cantonese, what's the plan?
Yeah, so shortly after Capono steps into the water, we see a shape beginning to form, breaking the surface tension here. It is dark, it is hulking, and it's making its way towards you.
Can we see it? It's above the water now?
It's gonna be in like 5 seconds, yeah.
I respond in kind to Edwin. I'm like, same as always. We get a good look, assess, and then act appropriately for what it is. But it's coming out of the water, but we don't know how big it is. Make sure to give it space. And then I say in English, give it space. Remember, we don't know what's coming.
As Mr. Hong Kong's giving us that instruction, I'm going to like angel wings back over to Slug. And kind of like take the duffel back, throw it like just away from the water. Hopefully it makes it out of this later. I'm
gonna struggle when you're throwing away the duffel bag. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? No, you're throwing that away.
You don't need the things in here.
Oh, I need it.
This.
Oh.
What do you need from the duffel bag? I calm myself. And I would like to use soothe, if that's all right, to try and kind of be like,
yeah.
Keep your head together. Pretend this is a prison skirmish. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna do great. We don't need the stuff in the bag. The stuff in the bag will be safe over there. We're gonna get the thing before it gets us. Huh?
Do you need to roll for success on that soothe at all, or is it just like an automatic thing?
If you're willing to like listen to Capono at all, I think it just goes. The specific wording is when I talk to someone for a few seconds in a quiet voice, you can calm them down, block panic, anger, and other negative emotions that they have.
Okay.
So I will say, just as like a table ruling, toffee above table, you can choose whatever you want.
Yeah, totally. When you flew over to Slug, he had his foot on the staircase going up. He was about to dip. But when you say these words, he grits his teeth, lays the duffel bag on the bottom step. All right, bruv. I guess we're in it now.
We're in it now.
As you say that, the dark creature crests past the water. You see the wake crash against this hulking body. As it rises up, the shadows peel away from it, water dripping down its form. You see first what appears to be a desiccated heart, withered like a raisin, cradled inside of a skeletal monstrosity with 4 arms and 3 skulls. It almost appears as if the corpses of several creatures were fused together, the bones forming a sort of armor over the gray-brown organ suspended where a sternum might have been. You see it raising up one of its arms, and it's wielding something like a spine for a sword, and it has a shield made out of shoulder blades.
Oh.
I have a reference photo for my players. We can't show it on stream because that would be stealing art. There you go.
My guy. What in the Dark Souls?
Oh.
Oh boy, my favorite beachside Dark Souls.
I have a
You
feeling
see-
it's not a friendly one.
The heads, multiple, snap over in the direction of the group of you, and it begins to charge forward with blinding speed. You can tell that this is not a friendly creature that you can talk to.
Once it crests, before I go into action, my brain goes into years of knowledge, and I use a called confidential to ask one question. What sort of creature is it?
It is a devourer.
A devourer.
It is undead. You know that as a devourer, it has one motivation: to eat people.
It hungry.
Hungry.
Nom
So-
nom.
I don't think Showmix is gonna solve this.
So
one,
it's
guys.
something fleshy, right? Not ghost-y. Like
So it's kind of a mix of both. You can tell that it has like organs on the inside, but it's mostly like an exoskeleton of parts.
Okay. So I try to rattle off as much information real quick at the group that I can remember. Like devourer, undead. It's got juicy bits in there, which I think are the weak area. It's not going to talk to us. And then,
And something unique for our world in Lodged, you do get the sense that you're in a haunt. This is the haunt creature, which means there is an anchor somewhere, a physical item in which this is tethered to. All right, as combat, yeah, go ahead, Edwin.
Oh, as it's starting to rush, and after Mr. Hong Kong gives us that information, Edwin proceeds to kind of reach into his jacket and pull out an abacus. And as this abacus starts to float, he kind of faces it towards the creature and yells out "Tampai," and a wall of wind kind of tries to slow him down at the very least.
Yes. Magic?
So use magic. Okay.
Yeah.
D-
So as we're kind of entering a combat phase here, essentially it doesn't really have a set turn order. Every person just basically gets an action. Ooh, act under pressure. That's a mixed success with a 9. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you form this wind wall to try to push it back. I'm going to go ahead and say that it will work here, and you see that the creature is distracted. So what you see here exactly is it raises up this shield, and the shield made out of shoulder blades, the middle parts, and you see what appears to be something like a mouth, and it begins to suck in the magic. So it stops and it appears to be charging its shield.
Uh-oh.
Kirby.
Oh no, not Kirby.
Damn it. Like, Edwin says that audibly.
I kind of grimace like, oof, I know that feels rough.
All right, who's next? What do you want to do? And just to give a little bit of guidance for anyone who might be new to Monster of the Week, there are a couple of different things you can do. You can always default to kick some ass or to help protect someone or assist roles, but also you can try to discover what kind of weaknesses it has. You can try to play with the environment if you want to bring in alternative factors of like, you know, reaching in the duffel bag, trying to recall memory. That stuff can also apply. So you can do literally whatever you want.
I want to try to see if I can remember if devourers have like an anchor they're usually associated with, like what I should be looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Here, let's roll a... You can roll either a sharp, weird, or cool. Or if you have a move that might apply.
I don't think I do right now. So let's use cool. I haven't used that yet.
Yeah.
10.
Nice, that's success. Nice. All right, you don't panic. You keep yourself grounded in this moment. And as you do, you're looking at it, you're observing it, analyzing it. You are very confident that this creature, its anchor is that desiccated heart in its chest. If you somehow are able to pull the bone cage apart or somehow wiggle in there, that would definitely destroy the anchor.
All right. I yell to the group, it's the heart. The heart.
Very good.
I'll see if I can distract it.
Okay, who's next?
I think Capono kind of like rushes in. If
Slug's in panic mode right now, so he will go last as he's trying to decide what to do.
Yeah, Capono, it's the camera settles on you. What do you do?
I think Capono tries to be better about using words and like relating to people and not just charging in with a trident. And now they get to charge in with a trident. And so I think they're just instantly like that. That's like, you know, there's like Jason Momoa Aquaman levels of like confidence suddenly where they're just like, yes, I get to do the one thing I'm good at. I think they're just rushing in with the trident.
Okay, sounds like you want to
hoping to aim as close
ass.
to that heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll me plus tough, please.
Plus tough. All right, +2. I believe in you. 7.
Okay. With a 7, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers of the game. That usually means you inflict the harm rating of your weapon and the enemy inflicts their harm rating on you.
Okay.
So what is the harm rating of your trident?
Yeah, so it's silver and holy, and it's 3 harm.
Okay, fantastic. As you drive your trident into it, you see that it is close enough to meet your trident with its sword. There's a clashing in the moment. You pull back. You manage to get a jab in there, and it slices you on the arm. Please take 2 harm as the spine sword slashes you across your arm, but you definitely get through some of that armor. You see one of the ribs fall off as you do 3 harm to it.
And I have divine armor, so does that reduce by 1? Is that how that works? The 1 armor
yes.
thing?
Yeah. For our hunters here, for our agents, if you're wearing a ghoulies jacket, it counts as 1 armor.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah.
My wall says it can reduce a harm by 1. Does that count as well?
Yeah, if you want to use it here, sure. I would say because it's a mixed success, I'll have it be like a one-time thing.
Yeah, like it could dissipate probably from being eaten and being struck.
Yeah, okay. So in that case, I believe that means you won't take any harm here. So you do see that it would have landed on you, but the air just buffets against it. You're able to feel the magic that Edwin has cast here. It's literally the air between you and the blade has been summoned by Edwin. It's a sort of invisible armor for just a split second, and then it's like a whoosh. The pressure of the air around you changes as the spell dissipates.
I kind of like very quickly up back. Mahalo, Edwin. I'm ready for my next.
Okay. You see that it attempts to lunge forward and drop another blow onto Capona. What is everyone doing?
Slug.
Seeing Capono take this damage, Capono, are you like right on top of the, like, are you like right next to the Devourer?
I'm fighting melee style right now with the trident.
Sure. Slug is wanted to run away, but seeing your bravery is going to go ahead and run up the beach towards you, finagling with his weapons, and pulls out a submachine gun. Has to get up close, and he's gonna just yell out, like in the panic, you know, his boots getting covered in sand and his movement deterred. He's gonna yell out, "I'm letting you die, bruv! No, not to die!" As he goes ahead and just violently just sprays his SMG. And I did take a move from another playbook from the expert. It's called Precise Strike. So when you inflict harm on a monster, you can aim for a weak spot. Roll plus tough, and then it just does more damage.
Okay,
So-
yeah.
10.
10
So on a 10
success.
plus, you inflict an additional 2 harm. So that's going to be a total of 4 harm.
Very good. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you see here is a spray of bullets. And you see a few
he's
of them
screaming.
like,
Yeah.
bing, bing.
He's screaming out of fear as he's doing it. He just blindly, like, he doesn't know where to go.
Pockmarks begin to form in the various bones of this armored body, and you see that it is quite effective. Slug, right after you do this, you scream out. You're able to see further down the beach, another one of these creatures is beginning to pull out of the water. It is quite a bit of a jog away, though. It doesn't seem to have noticed your group.
Yep, we see it. We see it.
Do I have to roll to know if it's all the same anchor, or if it's all, or these are all individuals?
You can feel the haunt that you're in. It's a
Yes.
small bubble. That thing is not in this bubble, which means there's another haunt over there.
Oh, jeez.
So it's a new round. Free for all. Who wants to go first?
I'll just-
So,
Oh.
how does the one we're dealing with now look?
It
Like
looks
after taking-
pretty messed up.
Since it seems close, I'm going to try to jump in there.
Okay.
I have a switchblade on me,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to get into the heart.
Very good. It sounds like you want to kick some ass.
Yeah,
Roll tough, please.
which is not my lowest, but close. 9, not bad.
9 is a mixed success. On a 9, you will inflict harm on each other.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage does your switchblade do?
I believe it's just 1.
Okay. So what happens here as you try to get in there and stab the switchblade forward, you find that it pings off of the armor. You aren't able to get quite in there. It seems like the armor of this creature is a little too high for you to do any damage with this particular weapon. But it will backhand you with the shield and you will take 2 harm.
Okay. And I get 1 reduce with my jacket, you said?
Yes, you have 1 armor.
So it means I take 1.
Yep.
And with Asphalt Jungle, I can ignore 1 and 0 harm effects.
Okay. Then you take 0. Yeah, so what does this look like as this? So it's like made out of shoulder blades, man. And it's got a mouth. This thing's scary, right? And he just backhands you with it, but you're able to stand strong.
I imagine I run. I sort of do like a somersault and go like ridiculous one-handed over it. It kind of like, bounce, so I'm like sideways, and it just backhands me into back towards a pillar or something, and I go face first. But then I get up and okay, not that way. All right. But he looks like he's like scraped up and bleeding a little, but he seems fine.
Very good.
I think right after that, as the creature kind of opens up a little bit after smashing outward with the shield, I am going to you see the abacus make another kind of calculation, and a ball of wind concentrates in the middle, and I'm gonna yell out Tian, and a spear shoots out from it, a spear of wind. And I am going to I guess that's a use magic? Yes.
That is so badass, Fabs.
That is so cool.
I love this abacus.
Yeah.
So good.
A 12.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh.
Yeah.
Bam.
Math is cool, guys.
Math is cool.
Math.
Wild.
As they would call it, maths.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a success. Tell me what this looks like.
Woo!
Ooh. As Mr. Hong Kong does his flipping and whatnot as a recovery, and the shield is about to come back, you see that this kind of wind spear just twirls in the air above. I think Slug hears like a whistle next to his ear. Capono probably is used to this and just pierces the heart, which is what we're aiming for.
You see the heart pop like a tomato. There is this gooey gray red substance that comes out and it splatters. The bones immediately fall apart and crumble into a heap, and you can see the waves just kind of gently lashing up and down, lapping and taking some of the bones back into the ocean. Immediately, you feel the temperature around you begin to rise just a little bit as the haunt is dispersed. But you can see down the beach, 3, 4, 5 more of these have begun to crawl out of the water. They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Was Mr. Hong Kong in that devourer, like inside of it when it died?
No.
Or were you?
I got knocked away.
You got knocked away? Okay. And the bones, when they fall away, are they like physical, or do they like kind of like evaporate?
They are physical bones.
They're physical? Okay. As the bones begin to fall, I'm gonna assume that some of them might fall towards Mr. Hong Kong. I'm gonna immediately like jump from my position and cover him to take any bones that might have fell his way. As in his head, he's thinking, I need this man alive, bruv.
You see a moment of desperation here as Slug bodily throws themselves in the way.
I sort of like roll over him and look him in the eyes and say, Slug, I've been doing this a long time. I've been stabbed probably more times than years you've been alive. Give me some space, follow my lead, and we'll both be okay.
I just need to make sure you're okay, bruv.
I appreciate it. You're doing good. And I pat him on the cheek. That was a great shot.
Yeah, as you do that, there's like a sort of like grimace, like, I'm not a fucking kid, but okay.
You okay, kid?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That's good. That's good. There's like more of those. Do we?
9, 10, 11.
I don't think we can.
We
do
need
this
to.
alone.
We need to call for backup. Were there flares in the duffel bag? I run back to see if I have any.
No, there are none in there.
Shit.
Is there about how far into the ocean are they rising? Like, is it like deep in that they're coming out, or is it like kind of nearby?
You get the sense that they're walking up from the floor.
From the floor, I see.
So you only see them like as their height, right, reaches the water line.
I dig into my memory. I'm trying to remember if there's something that can be like, can these be, is there like a magic that can coordinate them? Like maybe something that's like draws undead or something like that?
Ooh. Okay, roll me a sharp roll.
7.
Okay, with a 7. You remember somehow, it's up to you how you remember, but remember coming across some information that is a subject of great debate. There are some people in the supernatural investigatory field that believe haunts might be more complicated than people realize. There is an opinion out there that sometimes haunts are awakened in the wake of something powerful. Some people theorize, maybe even conspiracy theorists at this point, that something happened 100 years ago. What's to say that it couldn't happen again?
I'm trying to think. Could there be any like, what is there anything down here under the bridge? Like, is there any like maintenance things or buildings like attached to the sides, or maybe like a
Yeah.
Coast Guard sort of thing?
So there is there's a small closet, an electrical closet basically, that is at the base of the stairs, but it's really small. There's probably some machinery in there and very little more. And it wouldn't be able to serve as a shelter for anyone.
No, but I wonder if there's any like emergency phones or something like that.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, so I want to check that out. And also, Edwin, can you see if there's something calling to them maybe? I'm not sure if this is true, but I worry that them coming all at once is a sign of something worse. And then I go run towards the shed.
Yep.
I think Edwin's response is going to see if he can see something.
Okay.
I'd like to do a use magic.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I like help in any way? Kind of like go to put a hand on his shoulder and go, Let me help.
Yeah, to help, you will roll plus cool. So go ahead and do that first.
Okay. Hopefully this is actually helpful. 8.
An 8 is a mixed success. You give them a +1 to their roll, but you expose yourself to trouble or danger. So let's get that used magic roll, and then I'll say what happens. Nice. Okay. That is a 10. So tell me what this spell looks like, Edwin.
And I think with the abacus out, he's just gonna use that as kind of like an instrument for it. And he points over to the rest of these creatures, these devourers. A magical calculation happens again, and I think wherever the source of it is, if I can find like a source, a kind of small cloud kind of forms above it.
Okay, so here is what happens. You can see that the stress of this spell is beginning to make Edwin shake a little. So I would like to imagine that, Capono, you move to steady Edwin, so you are bolstering them. And as you do, Edwin, you realize that you're experiencing something that you've never felt before. You are in 2 haunts, overlapping one over the other. And as you cast your spell, you see this cloud forming, and it begins to whip over your head and move towards the city. It's going south. It seems to be very, very far away. I'll say that with the direction it's going, you're at the bottom water level and the city kind of goes up. It's really hard to tell where exactly, but you get the sense that it's probably either downtown or Old Town. It's not here on the beach. Capono, being close to this, and you're also able to feel this, you feel nauseous. It's coming to hit you extremely hard now. You will get the sense that you're standing in a haunt right now, even though you destroyed this creature. This haunt might be as big as the city.
Bad.
This is very bad. We're not gonna solve this.
Not alone, at least.
And not right now. We should go see if Mr. Hong Kong got in contact with anyone.
Slug,
Yeah, bruv.
we need to retreat. We need to get Mr. Hong Kong. Where is he?
Right. Where we need to go? Back to the office or somewhere else? You know, where...
Is there a thing in there when I get there?
You go up to the emergency phone, you pull it up. It's quite obvious that the quality of this phone is not great. You hear a voice on the other side. It is an emergency responder. They say, "Hello, what is your emergency?"
Okay, it's hearing that the connection isn't great.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I just say my investigator license number. I say emergency. I repeat it like each time, and I say danger of spread, backup, and I give them like the general area we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And I repeat that, like, investigator number danger of spread. Back up immediately.
The voice crackles a bit, but you're able to basically read here between the lines, and you get the sense of, we'll reach the communications department and send people.
Okay. I come out of the little box. We did you see anything or hear anything? Or
what were you doing in
your
there?
Sentence?
What were you doing in there, bruv?
I called an emergency number. This is more than we can handle on our own, and I have to make sure it doesn't get into the neighborhoods that are next to the bridge. And we need more tools if we're going to assist. So let's get back up there. I'm going to find. I try to remember which one is the closest agency besides ours that's in this neighborhood.
There are a few other indie upstarts kind of like yours.
Okay.
The biggest, most helpful, most prestigious one is the Citadel.
Of course.
But they are in Old Town.
Mm-hmm.
Slug is going to give a quizzical look here, and just sort of just trying to make sense of this move of contacting the emergency thing here. I'm sorry, Mr. Bossman, but what? We were the first ones here to figure out about all this, and you're gonna just throw away our chance for us to just do it ourselves? Listen, I know, and I'm sorry, Edwin, sorry, Capono. Your top last left because you can't have bottom of the barrel, yeah? This could have propelled you right up to the top if we did it by ourselves. And you went ahead and threw away that chance, bruv. Now, I'm asking you, you could call that number again, and you can just say it was a prank call, yeah? And maybe we can be a little bit more choosy about who we're telling.
Slug, strength is knowing when you cannot handle something. And we have to understand the scope of what we are dealing with. And you have to trust me. I've seen a lot of things, and I can tell when things are going very bad. And this has an opportunity to cascade many deaths.
Slug, this is a state of emergency.
I know, but if everybody gets a slice of the pie, no one's belly is going to be full by the end of it. You know what I mean?
There aren't going to be any bellies to feed if they're all dead.
Everyone stay calm. I know the things I just said are worrying, but like I said, trust me. I know that is difficult, even if I've known you a long time, but you have to trust me, especially in situations that are dangerous.
Slug is going to look at Capono and Edwin, and he's gonna unclench his jaw and just give Mr. Hong Kong this look of fuck, okay. As he slowly reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a pager. I got people all over town then, yeah? I can get a car over here, and I can make it quick. Where to?
Edwin, do we need to follow that?
As much as I
don't
cloud
think we
of
do.
yours?
Wait, followed what? Where?
I tried to see the source of whatever this is, whatever's animating them, I can't quite. I expected it to be over, all of the haunts over there, but it seems that the haunt is around the whole city. I think following it is just not going to do anything better for us. I think getting to a place where we can prepare, we can reach out to the people that we trust and can help us, is the best place to go.
Okay.
Just to clarify, because you would know this, Edwin, basically your spell tells you that two things are going on here at the same time. There's definitely a connection of some kind, but there's essentially a much larger problem, and then these things are a problem too.
There's just a bigger problem that we need to address, and I hope this comforts you, Slug. This bigger problem might put us on the map, as you would say. This might be small. I point over to the Devourers. These might be small fries compared to what we have on our hands. So,
what was the famous American thing? The man running on the horse, declaring invasion. There's a song about him. You get what I'm saying.
that we're coming?
No, that the person signaling the bad thing is good, right? They'll know that we alerted the city before it got bad. Like, that's good. If we're gonna, there is a good thing about this. It's not just scary and missed opportunities. We have a chance of getting ahead of something big, and that's. But you must know the reason I am doing this, because I want to make sure this has as little casualties as possible. But you said it's towards Old Town, maybe the origin?
Old Town or downtown. I think heading back to the office might be helpful.
Wait, which direction? Out of character. Which direction is our office?
Old
It's
Town.
south. Yeah. So you have Uptown, Seaside, where you are right now, Downtown, and then Old Town.
Okay. And where is the Citadel?
Downtown. Sorry, Old Town.
Oh, it's also in Old Town.
Yeah.
I see.
So if you want to head to Old Town, you will be passing by your office.
Okay. But yes, and maybe, and then we'll stop at another, a closer agency, and maybe another emergency, so I can make more specific calls to others that are in the area. But let's get a move on before this spirals.
So as the group of you begin to leave, I think with some of Slug's resources here as you reach for your pager, the group of you begin to make your way towards downtown. I think this is a perfect time for us to take our break. We will be back in about 5 minutes. Please join us in grabbing a drink, doing a little stretchy stretch, and we'll be back in a little bit. Be right back, everybody. You climb into the car and you begin to make your way back to the city proper. Some time passes by. You can see that there is a buzz of activity. There are various vehicles, some of which are vans marked with different logos and indications of agencies similar to your own, and they are making their way throughout the city. It seems that this is not an isolated thing. It seems like something much bigger is going on. By the time you get back to the gym/office, you are met by a panicked frenzy. George is running back and forth. You see there are papers coming out like a fountain from the fax machine. You see the phone is ringing. There are piles trying to be organized in various parts of the office here. And George skids to a stop as you come into the office. Where have you been? The phone has been ringing off the hook and May won't stop spitting out faxes. I don't know where the paper's coming from, but this is both an ecological and organizational disaster.
I'm sure that'll be fun for you to figure out later. What's May saying? And I run over to the fax machine.
You pick up the different papers. There are reports of haunts cropping up all over the city.
George, has anyone called in to tell us anything?
Well, no one seems to really know what's going on, but I did have a conversation with Abigail. She's my contact over at Permits and Licensing. She's an old friend of mine, Mr. HK. She's the one that sends the oranges, the box of oranges every winter solstice.
I love that. Remember to thank her for me.
She came across something troubling, I think. And she said she needed some help, but she had to hang up before she could give me more information. But that was the first one. But as you can see, gesturing helplessly to everything on the floor, we have no shortage of choices.
How long ago was that?
Let me think.
George?
It was about 2-3 hours ago.
Okay.
Same time as the arson.
Uh-oh. I think I want to try to call one of my contacts from the Naked City. One of my contact choices with medical practitioners, and I think I want to call like one of the major hospital dispatchers to see if I can see how far it's been going in the city, and if maybe there's like a place where it's happening more often.
Okay.
And it says if I investigate a mystery after making contact with a contact, I get +1 to my investigate a mystery roll.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll investigate a mystery with a +1 here.
All right.
On top of your sharp, I think.
So yeah, so I do sharp and then a +1 in the thing.
Okay.
What did I get? Oh, jeez.
That's a failure. All right, so go ahead and mark experience. So I don't think it's a failure on your part. The people that you contact, they are very familiar with you. They are more than willing to give you information. It's more of a failure in that the information's just not helpful. They say the same thing. People are getting hurt all over the city. It doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. It's just chaotic. Most of it, for the most part, seems to be pretty low-level stuff. Like getting stabbed.
Oh, jeez.
Not so much like, buildings getting crushed or explosions, right? It seems very physical, intimate space, that kind of thing.
Okay. I don't have... It's chaos out there. I'm not sure where to go.
I'm trying to comfort May.
It's pretty
Just
crazy out there. George, while you're working on all your paperwork and things, you mind if my mates outside, they get some validation for their parking? Because they're still waiting outside, and just want to make sure.
I grabbed the stamp off the table. George, keep doing what you're doing.
All right. Oh no, another paper cut.
And I take like a pamphlet and just start stabbing, stamps into it and throwing at them. Good. Thank you.
Edwin rushes to his desk.
Keep on your foot. Oh, sorry. Keep on your toes. I tell his associates outside.
Yeah, I just quickly hand it over to one of my friends at the door, and they just grumble and just head off to the van to wait.
Edwin rushes over to his desk and starts searching in his drawers, and he pulls out a matchbook that has a moon on it. And looks at it, and he looks at Slug. Hey, Slug, how are you with words? Seem charming enough.
I mean, I've tried to talk up a lady or two, just no luck there, but my fists on my words, bruv. What do you need?
I think we need more wood in the fire. I can't really do a lot of things these people can do, so maybe I can ask for some help.
Edwin.
Uh.
We don't have to talk to your family if we don't want to.
No, this might be worse than them, but no.
I'm gonna
fine.
pull
agree.
Edwin aside, and I'm gonna pull up my shades here. Bruv, don't talk to me in all them allegories. You know I didn't go to school. Just tell me plainly. What you want? I don't get it.
No, we're gonna meet with the Lunar Consortium. Bunch of witches.
Right?
They might fancy you, and this might go
I mean,
easier.
thank you very much, bruv.
Oh, do they like the younger men? They don't want an old codger in there? Are they more?
I think they like a plethora of beings. So
Well, I
Hobo
mean,
as
I
well.
can play hard to get. So we're talking to the Lunar Consortium. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And you want them to have help you want to help them with your magics.
Yes.
Mr. Hong Kong is very tickled that Edwin, in his own way, has just suggested that Slug seduce anybody. And he's like, he can't stop like giggling. He's trying to hold it in while they're like discussing this.
Capono,
Mm.
just wondering, before we head over there, I'll get busy over there in the break room. We have baking ingredients, yeah? And an oven over in the break room.
Think the oven works, yeah?
Please don't
Alright,
burn down the gym.
I won't.
Do you have an idea?
If there's one thing I learned in prison, bros, I learned how to bake. It's one of my biggest passions.
That's good.
I'll be in the break room if you need me.
Okay.
Lemon, poppy seed. That's the flavor of the day. I'll be right back. As I head in there.
You have no idea how excited I am, but wow. This is like a new thing. Anyway, don't let me disturb you.
That's
I
so
close the
funny.
door. I close the door, and then after like about a minute, you start hearing some like some classical music, like some Bach, just gently playing.
I was expecting the clang and the.
I'm suspecting smooth jazz, but I like this too.
Damn. All right.
Capono's like acquiring a list of things you learn in prison. Picking locks, barking like a dog, baking.
All right. Edwin, it sounds like you want to do something here.
Yes, I would like to try and talk to the Lunar Consortium to see if they can help with pinpointing the main source and origin.
Okay.
Um
You would
And-
know that there's multiple ways you can do this. You can use magic, and you can describe however you want. It will work. We don't have to roll. They also have a physical location downtown too.
So I'd like to head over to their physical location. I think this might be big magic, so getting a group of spellcasters together to do this might be the move.
Okay.
But also, before we head out, while Slug is doing their thing in the kitchen, I do want to quickly address Capono and ask, are you okay? It seemed back there, I mean, magic takes out a lot of me, but you seem to have had some form of weakness back there.
That's
wanna
just
see
a
if-
weird. It's just a weird place to be, you know, knowing that there used to be something else entirely. People, families. gone. Just a little strange. Mixed in with the haunt. Upset the trail mix. I think Capoto's like not bad at like hiding certain emotions, but also isn't a good liar. And I think it's pretty obvious that Capoto's trying to like be like, it was fine. Everything's fine.
And I think Edwin, being the way that he is very inept in social situations. So when you say that you're fine, he believes you. And all right. Well, if anything comes up, I'm sure me and Uncle would be more than happy to hear you out. If you want to talk.
Same to you. I know that the stuff with... Well, you've been using a lot of magic today.
True.
And the Citadel has come up more than once, so...
Yeah. Should be fine. I mean, there's bigger problems, right? So...
Right.
I think they won't be a problem at the moment. So, yeah. I think he twirls his thumbs and just like leaves Capoto alone.
Just kind of awkward shoulder pat, reassuring shoulder pat. I'm gonna see how the lemon poppy seed, how that's going.
Sure.
Like a lot of other older people who don't know how to talk about feelings with their younger generation, while George was taking some calls and I had a spare moment, I go next door to grab food for everybody. And then bring that in while we're all planning about where we're going.
There's
Extras of their favorites that we like,
There's a wholesome scene as everyone's gathered in the mess room. It smells of fresh baked goods as that's cooling down on the rack. And the group of you are gathered together around this large table that's beaten and battered, recycled, but dominates the room. You share a meal together. It's satisfying, it's hot, it's filling. And it hits just right. As the group of you are gathered, it's time to make a plan. There's a couple of different leads that you could pursue here. Edwin, you have a mind of trying to get some more help. That's definitely something that you can advance towards. And with the items that you have, there's that locket. Belonged to someone named Rosalie. There's the Book of Ciphers. The spell component pouch. One of them was a wizard. Hard to tell which one it was.
I did make eyes on them though in their car. So hopefully if we run into them, I'll recognize them. But that's my goal. I need to put eyes on what's causing this. So
You need to put... Sorry, say again, Mr. Bushman. You need to put eyes on what?
whatever is causing this.
Don't we all, bro?
Specifically, I know. I've just taken in a lot over the years, and while I'm not good at the book sort of research, I just need to be in the middle of it, wading ankle deep. And once I start seeing like picture around me, I can feel it. I'll know what we need to do. We need to find out where it's coming from.
Right. And that's why we got Eddie here. He's the brains.
Mm-hmm. Does
And
anyone have...
Me and Capono, he's the bronze. You're the heart, I think. Yeah, you're the heart.
Thank you, Slug.
I mean,
I like to think so.
Eddie, we're gonna make a move downtown, meet up with that Luna.
This is another thing, though. See, one of the things we have experience in this, Edwin, Capono, and I, and sensing things. We're used to having those extra feelings that we don't know how to explain, but not most people. I'm still slightly caught up on those nice mud creatures that we met. They sensed it before we even saw anything, before we even got to the haunt. Like it was out and spread how far they felt it away. And I'm worried about that.
I think it might have been a bit of a proximity elementals. I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes we just...
Is there someone we can talk to who might be able to explain it?
I'm here. I know you.
Fair.
Sometimes, bruv, things just happen and you just have to just say, that is what it is, you know?
That is fair.
Capono,
So,
with this question, you know exactly where you could get answers. But it's complicated, right?
I say that. I say like, I'm here. I don't know anyone, and then I just grimace, just in front of everyone.
And when she grimaces, I like pass over like a dessert, and like pat her on the hand, and like take her hand and one of her hands, both of mine, and I pat it. I don't say tell me more, but I give her that vibe.
There's kind of like at least there was a temple. Well, I guess I don't know if that's the right word. It feels weird to say in this language. They might know more about something dealing with elements of this scale. I am technically not allowed back.
I can do the talking, Capono. But
I mean,
if
maybe
you would take me
maybe
there.
I mean, we could check with the witches. You said you knew some witches.
no,
maybe?
I like your idea,
Oh.
Capone. I want to go see your folks. These your folks. Bruv.
Slug, I
Yes.
think we determined that you're going to talk to the consortium.
Oh no! I just want I want to get my popcorn ready because I do love me a good feisty drummer.
You are convincing me more and more that is a bad idea. So I think that is good. Trying to get as much information as we can. So I will go with Capono to this place, and you will help Edwin.
Split
And
the
we will
party, split the party.
reconvene after we've learned more. Does that sound good for everybody?
That sounds choice. Sounds choice, yeah. Capono, I'm rooting for you. It's gonna be okay. And at the end of the day, fuck 'em. Am I right? Fuck 'em.
Oh,
I have a moment of confusion and I'm like, oh, you don't mean in the... There's a lot of different definitions of that word, and you don't mean...
You're the best, bruv. You're the best, bruv. Fuck all the rest.
I put a hand on your shoulder. Just, you have no idea what you're talking about, but I really appreciate the sentiment.
As I just have like this smile on my face, like, all right, bruv, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to do?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We see the group of you finish your meal. You have a bit of cake. How is the cake?
I feel like it is meh, but it's like one I'm really used to. It's like nostalgic. It's like an old bakery, like.
Oh, sorry. I meant the cake that Slug made.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought it meant. How was it? Do you actually think you're a good baker?
Let me roll for it.
Luck roll.
Okay. It would have been good, but I didn't have the ingredients. So it's mid. It's middle of the line. But there's something interesting. A little bit of mint in there. So you're like, whoa, what's this?
Oh.
Whoa.
I praise you profusely about it. I'm so excited to see your other slug. It's delicious. Thank you. I can't wait. I'll make sure we have more things in the pantry. I'll make sure George stocks it up for baking things.
Cheers, bruv.
Okay. So we see everyone get up and they begin to part ways. We'll have a little bit of a time desync here. You do have the option of going in the morning if you want. It is starting to get kind of dark. Edwin and Slug, what's the plan? The Lunar Consortium is not that far away. They're probably still open, but going to be closing shop pretty soon.
First thing, for transportation, I have two guys with me, so I can have the other guy go get the other car. So Capono and Mr. Hong Kong can have their own vehicle with one of my guys driving.
That's nice.
Well, the baked goods are warm, right? So I think Edwin suggests that they go. And I think Edwin slinks to their room for a bit and comes out all dolled up.
Oh my goodness.
Is that little bit of rouge on your cheeks, bruv? Did you put on a little bit?
I'm looking so proud, Papa, about it. That's all. No, I'm in the background while you're talking to him, just like beaming at him.
Did you put a little bit of little rouge on your cheeks?
No. Maybe.
Because I want some, bruv. You look great. You look marvelous.
All right.
I try to fuss your collar a little bit and like make sure. I'm like, just one moment. I'll do it very short, and I just fix your hair, just touch it barely to get it like off of the thing. So good.
Capono, what do you think? You see him in this lot all the time or no? You look like you're about to get married or something, Edwin.
Shut up and let's go.
You look good. I'm gonna do the same. I'll just take a quick little trip in. Same thing, hair's out of the face, look to the side. An obnoxious rouge. It's not even blended in. No blender brush or anything. It just looks like just Pikachu.
Blushies, yeah.
Yeah.
You come back out, I hand you like a wet wipe. In case you need it.
Thanks. I was gonna make a trip to the loo later. So I put it into my pocket.
Just put the wet wipe into your pocket. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so the two of you begin to head out and you enter the street. There is a shift in the air. You can tell that something is wrong. The temperature is colder than it should be. You get that sense that you do when you enter a haunt, when you're in a haunt, but it's very subtle. But now as a few hours have passed by, it's almost as if the dial is going up little by little. Still not entirely nauseating, but enough to notice. You head a few streets down and you approach a storefront that has been painted black. You can see that the wide windows of this establishment have a great number of things hanging. There are some vines of ivy, there are crystalline figures, there are a number of books, there's some rugs. And it's very clearly a shop for the occult. They offer palm readings, they offer secrets of the mysterious things of unspoken nature. And you see that it says the Lunar Consortium over the top.
I open the door and just gesture to Slug after you.
As I come in holding like a little basket, like a gift basket of lemon poppy seed cake, as I make my way inside, and you notice that his gait is a little bit more proper. He's putting on this air. He's acting a little bit as he enters in.
Okay. As you enter in, you can see that there is an individual standing at the countertop. They have a rag in their hand, and it appears that they're trying to close up shop, tidying everything that's on the shelves here. They are wearing, in 90s fashion, extremely tight clothing made out of black denim, and they're wearing knee-high top leather boots. They have their hair pulled back with a bunch of small little rubber bands to form an intricate design. You can see that they're wearing a plastic collar that is just like, you know, the really cheap plastic collar that they wore back then, and butterfly clips in their hair. And
90s. Oh, sorry. 90s sitcom track.
Woo, turns around, smiles at the camera. They turn towards you and they say, "Oh, dears, I'm so sorry. We're about to close."
I am so sorry. We're here to speak to the owner. What's the matter?
"Oh, is that you, Edwin?" And they come forward. "You're looking for Bianca, are you?" And they kind of lean up against a bookshelf and they begin twirling their hair with their finger, not even looking at Slug.
This is my associate Slug. We would have come earlier, but we wanted to make sure that we didn't come empty-handed, and he made you some treats.
"Oh, those are for us?" Not even looking at Slug, taking the basket. These have a divine aura to them. I'll let Bianca know that you're here. Just wait, please. Don't touch anything. She shays over towards the door, locks it closed, flips the sign, and then goes past a beaded curtain, disappearing into the back room.
Bruv. For fuck's sake.
Edwin cheekily turns over to Slug. Happy you came here instead of with Uncle, right?
Yeah, quite a bit. The world is ending, and yet I'm trying to. It's fine. I'm a gentleman now, yeah? So, we're trying a lot. Sweet talk them into what? Just to get on our side? To further than what we choose?
Exactly.
Alright. Business before pleasure. Alright, yeah.
Also, careful with the tea.
The tea.
As you say that, the beaded curtain opens. "Bianca will see you now. Come on back, dearies."
Do you?
Right. As I head back there. I'm Slug, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Uh-huh. As you step into the back room, you see a much more intimate space than just a storefront. You can see that there is a table, that there are numerous shelves lining the various walls here, and there are components all around. You can see that there are divining tools set out on the table, and most noticeably, there are 2 teacups, and they are steaming hot. You can see the curls of steam rising from the porcelain. On the other side of the table from you is a 5'7" mysterious figure, very curvaceous. She has a presence about her that just commands the room. You can see that she is wearing a two-piece made out of denim. They have zippers in the front, and they seem to be barely holding on to her. She's also a moth person. You can see that she has, instead of a face, a very bulbous head and these luxurious wings. And she tilts her head, looks at the group of you. Hello there. Edwin, it's been a while.
Has been indeed. We have come to you with well, there's a bit of a problem. The city and oh, wait, my manners. This is my associate. His name is Slug.
Slug.
He's new to the company, and
Hmm.
I thought he would be pertinent to have him acquainted with allies of ours. I was
Yes.
wondering-
Come on in, please. Sit down. Rest your weary bones.
I sort of like hurriedly jog in and just take like the seat that's closest to her. The pleasure's mine, love. The name's Slug, but you know that already. And your name's Bianca. I knew that already.
Oh, you're funny. Can I get a sharp roll from both of you?
Oh yeah. What are you doing, Stella? What are you doing?
Don't worry
Did you-
about it. That's a 9 mixed success from Edwin.
11.
11. Okay. Edwin, you know that one of the things about Bianca being who they are, they just have a supernatural presence about them. They are literally intoxicating. You know that there are fine particles that have this sort of charming effect if someone stays in it too long. So you know that Bianca is someone that tends to be very, very persuasive in negotiations. And you know that Bianca is a business person first, always. For Slug, you have a gut sense.
Yeah.
You know how to read people. It's important for your survival. And you, in this closeness, you don't know about the pheromones and the stuff, right? Like that chemistry, all that. No. But you can read people. And you can also read people who are supernatural. You can tell that this is a game the minute you sat down.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Well, thank you so much for the treats. They will be much enjoyed by my witches. It's been a while since they've received a gift of any kind. You know, business is hard recently.
This might get harder if we don't work together, unfortunately. There are several haunts that triggered by the bridge, by Seaside. So we're trying to figure out.
Have heard a whisper or two about that on our network.
And that not being the bigger thing, is something triggering a haunt across the whole city. So,
Oh? And you know what that is?
unfortunately, no. We were hoping to maybe ask you for some assistance into pinpointing where it is.
Asking for assistance. Oh, we are friends, Edwin. We've been working together for some time, haven't we, off and on? Do you remember the case? About the... Why was I going to say sausages?
Go with it, Stella. Go with it.
Run, follow your
Oh
dreams.
my
Why
God.
is that what...
Say yes.
Just looks you dead in the eyes. The sausages?
There's a evident blush on Edwin's face.
Maybe you should reopen that
Yes.
case sometime soon,
No,
Bianca.
I think that would be not be a great idea. But
Right.
yes.
Anyway. As much as I would love to help you, Edwin, our history in mind, we are stretched thin. There's a lot of ground to cover. You know that sort of thing. Oh, if only there were something maybe you could give us in return, you know? And she does a thing where she puts her hand on your arm.
What did you have in mind?
We are having some trouble with the Iron Guild. Maybe you can help us smooth some things over.
I can talk to them.
Oh, darling. Well, why don't you enjoy your drinks? I will go give the girls a call. Yes?
That would be fantastic.
She gets up and she leaves the room. The two of you are alone. Edwin, you know that this room is always monitored.
Edwin stays silent and kind of sighs. And he just, under his breath, just says, "First the witches and now the werewolves, of course." Having fun.
I am, bruv. I am. How much time you think we got before this all just sort of boils over?
You mean bombed over the city? I don't know. If we're lucky, that whole thing by Seaside might keep the other agencies busy. Might have bought us some time, unfortunately, at the behest of, the people living there. But I don't know. I can't really tell.
I don't want us to be spread thin. We're already spread enough. We're already spread thin enough as it is. As I take a look around, trying to see if there's any sort of surveillance, but Slug doesn't spot it. I could send my guys maybe, but it depends on what it is. If it means putting them in danger, it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Maybe we hold off on that for now. Once we know more, give them as much information as we can. They can be better prepared. Then.
Very casually, Bianca swings back into the room, hovering in the threshold, and she says, "Edwin, darling, did you know that there's a very minor bounty out for you? It appears that the Wizards Council says you've used some unsanctioned magic."
I'd like to think that our friendship extends beyond that, and that's the more important things at hand.
She crosses her arms over her shoulder, right under her massive mommy milkers. Can you roll me a charm roll, please?
Okay. Can I get a +1 because
Yeah.
they...
Yeah.
9.
Okay, a 9. That's a mixed success. She taps her chin and she says, all right. If you give me a favor.
2 favors at once. This is quite the night. Anything for you.
I never get tired of hearing that. All right, well, I've talked to the girls as well. She claps her hands. They will be doing their very best. I have sent a few of them off to the beach. And we will be in touch. If you want us to look over anything, We'll be
there's
over in the morning.
something.
Yes?
Well, there's something. I'm not quite sure whether it's Old Town or Downtown, but it seems to be the source of this haunt over the city. So
You must be stronger than you look. So you've noticed. All right.
I think I'm just lucky.
No. This is more than just luck. And she will sit down at the table, and you see that she begins to set up her divining tools. She begins to cast a spell, and to Slug, a lot of it doesn't make sense. But to Edwin, you can tell that Bianca's a very powerful spellcaster. And she begins to initiate a spell that's very similar to the one that you cast, and providing a basin of liquid in front of her, an image begins to spool into existence right on the surface. And you can see the sign of the Citadel. Oh dear. It seems that the source of this very large haunt is a bit close to home.
Right?
I'm sorry, what?
There's a twinkle in her eye, and she leans back.
My family is a part of the Citadel, so that's what she meant.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Why are you working for us then?
Because I'd like to think that I have integrity. We can talk about it later. Mr. Hong Kong and Capono might find this useful, so.
Alright.
You see Bianca reach forward and put a hand on Slug's arm and tilts their head. Be careful out there. You are a tasty little thing, and you're definitely welcome to come back anytime you like.
Right. Yeah. I'll definitely be back. Iron Guild, yeah? You need a little bit of physical help? You need someone to rough them up? Or is it more of like a verbal thing?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We can go over the details another time, when people aren't being stabbed in the streets and nightmares are spilling out from every which way.
Right, it's a nightmare out there. But in here, it's like I'm living a dream.
She gives like a pat to your arm, leans back. Well, you know how to see yourselves out.
Indeed we do. Thank you. And we'll handle the Iron Guild however we can.
I know you will. And you are kicked out of the Lunar Consortium with very nice words. And as soon as you are pushed outside, we hear a click of the door and you see the closed sign. As that happens, there's a very different energy as we join Capono and Mr. Hong Kong. Capono, where is the temple?
I think it's close to like, I think it's not terribly far from that beach we were at before. I think it used to rest kind of like perfectly like near the coast. Maybe even like near like I don't this seems like a weird geographical location for macros, but like whatever, it's fine. Like something like that. that managed to either get rebuilt after the incident or managed to kind of be mostly unscathed in the aftermath.
I think definitely
It's
the
very
latter.
close. Yeah.
There is an energy around the place that is protective, that is preserving. I like to imagine that before the last 100 years that this temple wasn't here and it more or less came out of the ocean. But very few people are still around from that time. And for as long as most people here in this city know, it's just always been there. As the two of you hop into this vehicle provided to you by Slug's associate, you make your way towards the beach, and there is a portion of the journey that you have to make on foot. There are no roads that take you to this temple. When you reach the beach, you can see this ornate structure made out of sandstone. There appears to be coral that grows up on the sides of it, crawling like fingers. And a variety of jewels shine on the side of it. Even now, as it's starting to get darker, the starlight plays off of it and it glitters. As you
Hold on.
approach,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. This place is beautiful. I know we haven't talked much about your past. You sort of just came into my life in the agencies out of nowhere. But I could tell that you wanted to be, maybe needed to be here. But thank you is what I'd say. I know you had much trepidation about coming here. Thank you.
Needed is, how do you say it? Right on the nose?
Yes.
They, I know you're used to me being able to kind of smooth things over. It's what I've gotten good at. That may not work here.
That's okay. I've had some experience. But maybe you could just, on our way, tell me maybe some customs that I should be mindful of.
Reciprocity.
Mhm.
Always.
Of course.
We're guests. Or less than guests. But that doesn't mean everything is the host's job.
Okay. We are making a request of them then. Like, this is like a formal.
We might want to have something to give in exchange.
Mm.
And not something... Not like muffins or cake.
Oh, okay. That's usually my go-to.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think food's gonna work this time.
Okay.
As the two
You
of
still
you...
have
No, go ahead.
you still have that gem on you.
The actual gem part didn't
Oh,
stay
that would
together,
make
but
sense.
I have the rest of it.
I don't know if that looks very nice. I don't know. I'll figure. Okay. I'll think on it.
As the two of you approach, you can see that there is a almost serpentine creature at the entrance. There is no door into this temple. It simply turns from sand into a structure, almost seamlessly blending into the surroundings. From a great distance, you might not even be able to see the temple. But here, you see this snake made almost out of solidified water. And as you are approaching, it uncoils and rises almost a good 7 feet tall. It looks at you with emeralds for eyes. First, Mr. Hong Kong, then settling on you, Capono, in a way that betrays recognition.
I will take your lead.
Right. I'm not back. The people, they need help.
You hear a voice that bubbles out almost. It is not one made of a throat and a mouth. It's almost like the pitter-pattering of rain, hushed conversation. Mr. Hong Kong, you have to strain to hear the words, but Capono, you can hear them bright as day. And it says effectively, "Bold of you to assume that I would let you through. What business do you have?"
Something big is happening. A haunt, more than one, maybe? It's all over the city. I don't want what happened before to happen again.
A great sin was committed by your failure. Your price has yet to be paid.
I'm trying to pay it right now, I promise. Don't punish him. Don't punish them.
Roll me charm.
Okay.
I will assist.
Okay, roll me
Oh.
cool.
Yeah. I got a 10.
Okay, that's a success. So you get a +1, Capono.
That's great, because I have a negative one to my charm. Am I entering this correctly?
What?
Oh wait, no, that's wrong. Hold on. It got weird.
Oh no, it's correct. If you hover over the 0, it gives you the math. Okay, you rolled a 0.
Wait, isn't it a... On my screen, it's showing an 11
Oh.
-1 +1.
Yes, it does say. It says.
Why is it doing that? I think I added an extra plus symbol or something. and it
Okay,
got
go
real
roll
funky.
again. Roll again. It's fine.
Okay,
I was like, oh, wait, that's not math.
that's not math. Okay, so no, wrong thing. Okay, so I don't need to add the extra plus symbol, just the 1.
Okay, that is a 6, which is a failure. I would like to remind you, you also have luck points if you want to use one.
I think this is a luck point time.
Okay.
Oh, Capono has a blessing, by the way, as chat says.
Oh, sorry, that doesn't apply to this game.
Oh, sorry.
Rip me.
Love you though.
Later.
Later. I'll refund it, don't worry. Please tell
so
me what
when-
your luck does. Yeah.
Yeah. I get word that my mission requires something difficult that must be done by me specifically,
Oh.
urgently. Which is
Okay.
interesting considering where
Yes.
we are.
Yes. Okay, this is how it plays out. The creature considers you for a moment. You can feel the eyes darting over to Mr. Hong Kong in a skeptical way. It suddenly snaps away and disappears into the temple, but not in an inviting way. You wait and some time passes as you wait. The moment is long and it's difficult. You aren't sure how much time passes, but eventually it returns and it flanks the door, allowing you to step through. When the two of you step through into the temple, it's almost as if a sea breeze, a mist, washes over you. You smell salt on the air, the open ocean, though you have solid ground underneath you. Inside the temple, there are a number of water fixtures, fountains, the sound of running streams, pools all around you, and you can see that the moonlight filters in through the ceiling and it dances over the surfaces here. And in the reflections, it's almost as if you see the faces of people, the faces of places. Mr. Hong Kong, you've never been in a location like this before. The very air breathes differently, almost electric with power. When you look over at Capono, what do we see as you step back into your home for the first time in a long time?
I think there's a deep, deep breath. And there's this like mixture of like a relax in the shoulders while still tensing up everywhere else. And the blue in their eyes turns more silver. And there's a little bit of waterworks that they just are not letting fall.
I put my hand on your forearm as we go deeper in there. Ostensibly, like, I give the impression that I'm leaning on you for balance, but like, you know, it's like it grips it occasionally to like show that I'm paying attention. And when I enter this place and I see all the moving like imagery, is there a name for what I'm in right now? As I can ask a question when I see a phenomenon for the first time?
Ooh.
Is there like a special name for this thing that we're in?
It's a sanctuary.
A sanctuary. Okay. And are we being greeted by someone? Have we seen?
You only saw the snake creature at the door, and it's a long hall, essentially. Capono seems to know exactly where to go, and it is a bit of a dreadful walk. There's a heaviness on your companion. Eventually you meet sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna I do maybe not something specific, but I keep whispering to Capono, like reassuringly. Like nothing like specific, just, you know what I mean? Just
I think they're trying to soothe themselves by repeating those words.
Yeah, okay.
Under their breath.
Yeah.
And I think eventually as they get within like steps of where they're actually going, it stops working.
Maybe, yeah.
The sandstone doors open without a sound. You enter what appears to be a room with a recess that goes into the ocean. There are benches strewn around the room here, and there are various entities, creatures and beings of the ocean without a doubt. Some made of water, some made of things found in the water. And you see a person that looks just like Capono. at the very head of the room. As you enter, the serpentine creature that had greeted you slides past you and flanks the side of this authoritative figure. They look at you without blinking. They don't even acknowledge Mr. Hong Kong in this moment. Capono, you are forbidden from this sacred ground. You abandoned your post, you abandoned your people. How dare you show your face?
It had to be done. I am sorry. I do not break these rules lightly. I know what my punishment entails, and I think it is coming into play. But we do not have the resources to figure it out on our own.
Go ahead.
I hold her arm a little tighter, and I say, we come with great need, as they said now. And I do not do this lightly.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there are rules here. And I've taken in Capono as part of maybe a contract I didn't realize I was making. But I believe that any judgment that is coming Capono's way, I will share it. So I ask you to consider me as part of this.
We have seen the things wake beneath the waters. They are foul and driven by only hunger. They are unwelcome in our domain, so we know very well why you are here. But to think that it was even an option. You were exiled. You see a heaviness on this figure. They sigh, they look away, and just slightly they shiver.
I assure you that we understand the gravity. And Capono did not come here lightly, but only at my request. But if you know more, I'm sure there's something that you can tell us and that I can give you in return.
This is what will happen. You will be able to leave here unharmed. But Capono, you may never return. Beyond your exile, you will be magically barred from ever stepping foot into this place again. You and your friend. This is the last time we will ever see each other.
That is a high cost. And I expect there's more that you're willing to do by exacting a price such as this.
We are not unfair. You are correct. With this, I will tell you exactly what it is that is happening in our ocean. You see, human, dead things are being drawn to a great font of power. We do not know what brought forth this entity, but it is whispering, it is calling, somewhere from further in the land. It was hidden before, but it is no longer. And it is a call almost impossible to ignore. so long as this thing exists the way it is, more creatures will rise.
I can see you are also concerned. And I feel like you are more wary of this than you are letting on. And I believe you wish to aid us.
They huff. We have our own problem. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Can I try to charm for just one more thing?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, baby, give me a roll. What do you want to do here?
And I've stuck to my code, right? Being about, so I get another +1 on it. So.
Okay.
All right. Should I read the move?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Just one more thing. When you're asked a suspect leading questions, roll plus charm on a 10+, hold 2 on 791, and a miss hold 1, but something bad happens. Then I spend 1 to ask questions.
Okay. So you have some choices here. Okay. Yep. Wow, that's double snake eyes.
I'm gonna use luck. Jeez.
Okay, are you sure? You used luck last time, and I haven't revealed what happened.
Oh, jeez. I'm trying to be a rock for Pono, so I'm putting myself in danger for this.
Okay. Very good. Your words strike a chord. You can visibly see that this entity is upset. Capono, what do you look like right now? These words are sharp. They're heavy.
It makes it a 12, right? So that means I get 2 hold?
Yeah.
For my move? Okay.
Yes.
But go ahead. Capono.
I think Capono looks very much like they're trying to mimic like a cliff. Like they're trying to be as unerodable and like stand as tall as they can, and the waves are still getting to them. The like there's just like a fear in the back of like, this is the last time I'm gonna get to see this place. And that's terrifying. That is just, it was already kind of rough, but they've managed for many more years than most people would guess, but just never. They're struggling. But they're trying to be neutral faced while they look at this like family figure and listen to what they have to say.
Mr. Hong Kong, your words stir something in them. They look uncomfortable. They look angry.
I press it when they start reacting that way. And so one of my questions is, but I don't word it this way, is what is something you left out that you didn't want me to notice? So I pepper them with a couple other questions like, I remember seeing something like this before. Is it something with something old, a spirit that's been buried? And I start saying those things, like giving them suggestions until trying to get them to just say something that they don't mean to.
They are naturally combative. You can tell that they're struggling, but you are starting to get some information just wrangling out of them. And they say, "No, you fool! We've never seen anything like this before. Whatever it is, it must have happened a long time ago. It must have been an event cataclysmic. Maybe the incident, the collapse. No, that doesn't make sense." You essentially get that they don't really know what it is, But whatever it is, it's powerful.
Then so my second hold.
Yep.
I'm going to try to pull out of them. What can it do? As in, like, what can they do to help us? I'm trying to get them to explain what they can provide for us. And it's like, so you obviously have things to do when something this big comes around. You are prepared. You are old. You may have not seen this, but I am sure you encountered terrible things in all your years.
Your problems are not our problems. We will deal with the situation here as best we can. You'll essentially get the sense of they might deal with some of these revenant devourers coming out of the ocean. So they might deal with some of these smaller haunts popping up, but it's going to be a pretty tight perimeter. They have zero interest of going inland, especially for something they don't understand. And you can tell that the patience is waning. This anger is going to bubble over into something more extreme pretty quick.
Yeah. Then I thank you for your reception and your audience. But
They
we will take
huff. They don't even look at Capono again.
I look into Capona's eyes and see if they're ready.
I make eye contact and very quickly look away. I kind of give like what our traditional kind of deference is. I keep my hands in front of me, no sign of anything hidden or ill will, and I just kind of give like a half bow, and then I turn, chin up, and leave.
I copy the bow and turn with them.
The two of you exit the temple, and the creature, the snake, occupies the entire entrance. And you know without a shadow of a doubt, Capono, the next time you try to pass through here, it will attack you.
Capono's walking, not even like really looking at anything, just straight ahead, and there's just tears on each side. They're not making a noise about it, though.
I put my arm around you and stay like that while we're in the car.
The car brings you back to the gym. It's around the same time that the car also brings back Edwin and Slug.
Hello? Any luck? You found what you're looking for?
I believe so.
Capono! You do it?
Do what?
I do like a subtle, like, ease up gesture.
Bruv. Fuck 'em, yeah? Eddie, Mr. Bossman. I guess me too. Georgie in there. We's your fam, yeah? We's your mates.
I nod vigorously. And
Even though you got fins and was got little fingies. Using me, we kin, yeah?
Yeah. Or kin. And Capona just kind of stands up and like goes to stare out a window.
Let's just go ahead and head inside, yeah? I'll make you a fresh cup of... You like miso soup?
The four of you are standing outside here in the street, and it is cold. It is uncomfortably cold. You hear nothing. You realize that the door to the gym is open. And for those of you who have a strong sense of smell, you smell blood. You realize the phone's not ringing. The sound should be spilling out into the street.
I rush in, like, immediately.
I follow suit, drawing my 22.
When you step into the gym, it is a place of carnage. You can tell that something savage has made its way through here. A monster of some kind. You see the telephone has been ripped out of the wall. You see the fax machine is upside down. And you see massive claw marks in the desk that belongs to George.
I rush around the desk.
I try to angel wings to George.
The two of you find George at the same time, and you find that George has been slain.
Oh no. No, George. You're doing so well. You're making something. He's starting to cry a little, and he cradles George's head in his lap.
Edwin, kind of emotionlessly heads to his desk and checks his bag for the cipher.
It's still there.
Are the claws reminiscent of those creatures? Is it like big slashes?
You won't even need to do a roll here. It is a different kind of creature.
Okay.
And you're able to pinpoint it because you know exactly what kind of creature made this. A few weeks back, you were put on a case where you had to hunt this weird bat-like mushroom creature.
Cool.
And you were pretty sure that you knocked out the whole hive. It was a bloody affair. You suffered many wounds. And it seems maybe they tracked your scent back to this place.
And get up. Oh yeah. No, I start cursing in Chinese and ruffling through papers to like try to find the old file. And he's obviously losing his composure more than Edwin has and or Capono have seen. Although
Sorry, go ahead.
no, that's just emoting him. His silent frustration. He can't really say anything.
Slug's gonna make his way in between Compono and Edwin, just kind of like finding like that middle distance. Seeing Mr. Hong Kong go through this sort of like this breakdown, he's gonna mutter underneath his breath to where the two can hear it, but not Mr. Hong Kong. I think he's falling apart. We might need to jump ship if he's gonna be like this. I mean, George was a good man, yeah, but like...
Where are you going to run to? Out into the streets? Want to go back to the beach? Want to get devoured? What do you think there is to run? This doesn't stop until it's over. There's something so powerful out there that the dead are rising everywhere. Creatures that should not be here are everywhere. You think you're going to be safer than George somewhere else? Tough luck. I encourage you to try. And, I'm gonna go and make sure that George's eyes are at least closed.
For those of you that want to participate, you're able to put George into as much grace and rest as possible.
I call locals, like funeral homes or whatever, just people in the neighborhood to help us out with that. And then hopefully I found the case that it was related to.
You did.
George did a good job. And so amidst all this, there are times for talk, and there are times to hunt. And he slams the case on the table. Will you join me in this?
I'm ready to hunt.
I looked at Eddie. Or Edwin.
Edwin has been Edwin has not that he didn't have a connection with George, but I think you have, because of how you read people, because of your gut feeling, that Edwin has disregarded, has trusted taking care of George to Mr. Hong Kong, and has began trying to decipher the cipher that you got earlier. And I think what you get from Edwin is there's nothing else that we can but work.
I when I see Edwin do that, I also whisper to him a little bit about future wards and things, allocating budget to protection stuff.
And Edwin just keeps nodding, silently
Yeah,
nodding,
and I
as
know
he's
that,
doing
yeah.
it.
The next
Yeah,
few
I know.
hours are some of the hardest ones for the group here. And I think most of you probably don't get good sleep. As the scene fades to black, we get one final scene. Somewhere in Old Town, we see a smartly tailored woman with short cropped hair. It is dark. This room is devoid of any color. They are hunched over texts. They scramble. There's panic. Where did I put it? Where is it? Where is it? They throw a book aside. Damn it. Did I leave it? No, I couldn't have left it at home. No. Fuck. They look up, grabbing their chin, pulling at their face, ruffling their hair. They are in great distress. I guess I don't have a choice. If I don't report this, it'll be all our hides. Quickly, she begins to move out of the room. The click, clack of her heels. She barges into an office. The person doesn't even turn around in the seat. They tilt their head just enough so that they can hear whatever it is that this intruder has to say. She says, "The veil is down. We've got problems." And the person sitting down says, "Don't worry. We'll handle it." And that is where we're going to end our session for today. Oh, that was a spicy one, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good job, everyone. That was intense.
What does it
was a lot.
mean?
That was, yeah. Woo.
That was intense from the beginning. All right. Thank you so much for going over time, y'all. I didn't want to cut anyone short because it was so tasty. But we're going to go around real quick. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the session was. And we'll start the other way around. Allegro.
hello, hi. I'm Allegro. What are we doing? Oh, the whole shebang? Okay. I'm Alluring Allegro. That's where you can find me all over the internet. Twitter, Twitch. Favorite part of today? I think I really appreciated everyone's moments of like trying to check in with each other, and despite like everyone's in character kind of panic about different things. And I really loved just Edwin's attention to like magic, just the way that it gets used and performed and explained is so good. And the description of the temple, the sanctuary, it was great. All of it was great.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Tony.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Yang, he, they. You can find me as Why Not Art 2 on all my socials. And I played a very sad Mr. Hong Kong today. And I think my favorite part was pissing off Fey creatures. Because I always love that when humans assert themselves against weird forces that they don't 100% get.
That was intense. That could have gone so many different ways. Y'all played it really well. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll head on over to Toffee.
Hey, fam. I'm Toffee, pronouns he, him. I had the pleasure of playing Slug the Crooked. You can find me over at Twitter, Toffee Plays, and also on my podcast that I share with my girlfriend, the Bahalaka podcast. Check it out if you want to listen to us ramble about stuff. Favorite moment? Two of them. Mad props to Allegro for getting that spicy roleplay on. Kudos to you. I was like, oh, there's layers. It's like a emotion stew. It was so much depth, and it was great. And then the visual thing that kind of stands out in my mind is Fabs and your wind spear. I need to go rewatch Avatar now. Get some Aang action on, but yeah, that's what I got. Thanks for having me tonight, y'all.
Awesome, thank you. I was personally imagining, I don't know if anyone plays Honkai Star Rail, but I was imagining very Dan Hung. Yeah. Okay, cool. Fabian, please tell me all about you.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Fabs, Fabian, whatever you're comfortable with. I go by he, him. You can find me on Rockets and Pens for my art stuff and for more of my performances, producing, and storytelling. You can find me at Badhouse RPG, which we have a lot of World of Darkness stuff and a lot more to come. Currently, I'm a part of ETO by Night. We're on break right now, but in August we will be back with our final episodes for the season. Yeah, give us a follow for more announcements. We have some fun projects coming up. Wink, wink. Looks down at my buddy Toffee over there. But yeah, favorite part. I think my favorite part, I will also split this into two parts. I think the emotional scene where Mr. Hong Kong assures Capono that they are their family, regardless of what happened in that temple. It'll be okay. And lastly, I love Smitten Slug with Moth Mommy. That one was fun.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And just for the spirit of transparency, because a lot of the stuff that we were going through was pretty heavy, we were checking in with each other using safety tools with a cast-only chat, and we will always endorse the use of safety tools, just making sure everyone's on the same page and has some agency in the story. But yeah, I'm Stella Luna. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all other social media. If you want to support the channel and what we do here, please consider giving us a follow. It's a free way that you can know when we're live, check out our content, and we very much appreciate it. We will have more of this lodged, our supernatural horror mini-series. There's one more episode left, so we hope that you can join us next week, the 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Really, truly appreciate it. And thank you so much to all of our Patreons. Because of them, everything we do here is made possible. Have a good night. Please drink some water, and bye-bye.
Bye.